is.
Well, there it is. Hello, we have a 1 versus 1 game to be casted here today. The players are Yumiko as the blue human, spawning at the top left. Alongside, well, I better show you, there you go, RAGE.Yumiko. And his opponent is Fyah, the orange orc. I have to say Fyah. How else would you say it? Unless it's Fyah. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying not to swear, trying to be a good boy, and I think you know what I'm trying to say. But we'll refer to him as Fyah. So it's Yumiko versus Fyah. The map is Twisted Meadows, and a fast-built altar allows this Archmage to sneak out just a little bit earlier than the potential Blade Master that is to be. Come on! It's got to be a Blade Master. Any second now. Sorry. Oh my goodness, it's not! It's a Farseer. What is that about? Although it's not that uncommon actually. Farseer is a very good hero against human. And Yumiko is a human. So yeah. Not that surprising actually after all. But hey ho, there you go. We've got barracks coming out. Farms, tower, very smartly being built early on for Yumiko. This is going to be pretty damn useful. I can tell you that much for sure, because the positions are great for Fyah. He's in a great position here. He's going to come with his Farseer. He's going to go to the Goblin Laboratory and he's going to harass. Did he even scout though? Or is he just going to assume where his opponent is? Because he actually hasn't scouted with a peon yet. So we haven't seen that. But he's going to make a blind assumption, maybe? Because most orc players won't creep or rage. Almost very... Yumiko, rather. So close to losing a couple of militia there, but very smartly moved back. It does look like he's actually coming out to creep, because I was going to say that would be one hell of a gamble to move your Farseer all the way to this point, which isn't too far if you're harassing, and you're harassing someone that's there. But if someone's not there, that's a lot of time wasted. And you can't really afford to waste time in a top-level game. Peasants serving Yumiko. We haven't actually got a footman out yet, have we? Or is the footman scouting? Where is that footman? I haven't seen him yet. Oh, there he is. There's my boy. Does look like Spirit Wolves have managed to sneak in. So they've managed to pick off a couple of peasants already. They're not bad. Farseer, very effective at picking off weak units early on in the game. 2 Spirit Wolves are a nightmare to deal with early on in the game as human, because they are just super fast, they do good damage, they can split up, and then as soon as they're about to die, the Farseer goes and summons a couple more. So you're just consistently going to be in that threat. But at least Yumiko's got something to show for his troubles. A Robe of the Magi +6. Very, very powerful item for an Archmage to have. Arcane Tower close to going up, leaving the footman behind to try to defend against any further Spirit Wolf attacks. Meanwhile, this Archmage just running around the map. Hasn't even got boosted speed yet. Fast enough for the same speed as these Spirit Wolves by the looks of it, because they are pretty much right on the tail of him. And Fyah actually smartly creeping out near creep points for Yumiko. Just trying to deny any potential experience he can get later on in the game. Oh, Yumiko! Very smart. I just missed that, but what I can assume is that that grunt was chasing alongside the spirit, the wolves, and Yumiko realised this, so he aggroed the creeps, and the creeps have got troll trappers, and the troll trappers will pretty much trap any unit nearby, which was a grunt, and that allowed Yumiko to pick off a grunt for free, which is a pretty big deal actually this early on in the game. And Fyah just getting the last hit there. Not long until he can get level 2 on his Farseer, so he's not too far behind, because a level 2 Archmage is only halfway through until he hits level 3. Tech going down for Yumiko, starting to place some farms at the back there, and a few burrows spread out nicely for Fyah. Not too close, must be a reason for that. Fire Lord has been chosen here for Fyah. I like it. Maybe there's a theme going down. Farseer, got to be a little bit careful, because he actually can take a hit or 2 from the Archmage, who has got a boost of speed, so he can keep up with that. If that Farseer doesn't back up much further, he'd actually get picked off, because that Archmage is doing an extra 6 damage per hit. It's only early game, but he can still whack a punch. So he's got to be a little bit careful here. But he can't get too cocky, because he is against an opponent who has his second hero already at this point in the game, and a couple of grunts to support it. And these are summons, so these are quite an army and 2 heroes. So this is a slightly tough spot for Yumiko. He's trying to pick up the Archmage, just gets it. Very nice play there, and easily able to escape. Militia coming in here to support the defense of Yumiko. Got to be careful with the footman, does not want to feed any experience to this Fire Lord. Oh, it does look like a lava spawn is going to split here. Very good timing. It's going to help support the attack for Fyah. And he's actually in a good position here. Despite Yumiko still having his powerful hero out, it's not quite enough, because he's in a spot of trouble. But level 3 does come out if he can get a level 2 water elemental, which I think he just did. Yes, he did. That's going to help a long way to help defend against this, because level 2 water elementals are really good. You know, all water elementals are really good, but once you get to the level 2, level 3 stage, they just are beasts. There's a little bit of a risk, though, to just leave him here. I don't like that. A little bit of neglect there, because he's actually allowed this Fyah's Fire Lord, to split his lava spawns, which are about to run out, because you can see how quickly that time is going. Once they split so many times, their timer goes down a lot quicker. So despite getting that split, unfortunately, he still loses both of his lava spawns. But he has got a level 2 Fire Lord, level 1 Farseer, not so good. Actually, the Fire Lord's looking healthier. Grunts want to get inside of this base, shoving in the Spirit Wolves. Meanwhile, Yumiko actually stepping inside of Fyah's base, which is actually quite a smart thing to do as a human player. Despite all of this that's going on inside of your base, Yumiko is still coming up inside of Fyah's base, because Orc are very vulnerable about this point in the game. Once they hit early tier 2, you pretty much want to hit the Orc base, try to stop them from getting any of those tier 2 units, destroy their buildings. He can't do that, so he can't destroy like the producing buildings, but he can go for the burrows, and that's messed up the building and resource collection of Fyah, as you can see. But there are a decent chunk of Wyverns, and with enough Wyverns, despite there being some good anti-air for Yumiko, the Archmage, the Quill Beasts, the Water Elementals, Wyverns can easily pick off some units if they can get just a small handful of them, and Fyah's starting to work on that, and I'm sure we're going to see some more Wyverns soon. Wondering if we're going to see a Kodo Beast. Yumiko's base just about starting to recover now. He's going to want to get some more towers up, which he is doing, but he's got a little while to go. He's consistently having to run back here. He's going to want to get more water elementals out so he can try to fight against this Wyvern. Ooh, there are a few Quill Beasts though, and that's not bad. Clarity Pot taken by the Archmage. Wyvern's going to try to slip in at the back here. They will be able to pick off this guard tower. If they go for it right now, it will be easy pickings. Look at that. And they're in a position where they actually can't be hit by Yumiko's heroes, because Yumiko can't even get to the back of his base because it's blocked. But his units can slip in. Only the Quill Beasts, the Water Elementals, are actually too big to do so. Unless Yumiko faces his Archmage towards his base and then summons a Water Elemental. This will allow the summon to come out on the other side. So that's a very good move from Yumiko. But he's in a very difficult spot at the moment. But he's doing everything he can. He has got the Griffin Aviary up, and he's starting to work towards Dragonhawks. Meanwhile, Fyah actually has got a hell of a lot of gold, and he hasn't built anything just yet. Does look like he was saving his resources, sussing out what his opponent is going to do next. It's like a game of chess to some degree, and he's going to see what the counter is. And in this counter, he's going to go for Raiders with Ensnare. So he's not going to invest any more resources into Wyverns. He's going to back off the Wyverns whilst his opponent gets Dragonhawks, and then counter the Dragonhawks with Raiders, because Dragonhawks can't really do anything to Raiders. So it's a pretty smart move here from Fyah. Fyah effectively using these Wyverns to creep now, because they do pack a punch. So he will be able to creep pretty swiftly. But Yumiko's got a decent army for creeping, and a Forest Troll Berserker certainly adds to that effectiveness. A very solid mercenary unit to pick up. Potion of Greater Healing for the Beastmaster. Not bad for the items of Yumiko. Fyah coming in here. Suspicious, and rightfully so. Coming in here to pick off a creep or two. And Yumiko correctly pulling back getting himself in a position where he can't be creepjacked quite so easily, or at least if he does get creepjacked, he's in a position where he can pull back to safety without losing too much. But raiders here, they are nasty because they can throw down an ensnare and they force your opponent to fight in a way. So as you can see, raiders throwing down ensnare on the Dragonhawk riders, but they can still cast their ability apparently, or at least one of them managed to do it. I don't know whether that's a glitch or not, but either way it looked funny. All Wyverns going down here though. Fyah picking them off, losing his Wyverns. Beastmaster taking up the greater healing pot, keeping him in the game, quite healthily so. Lots of militia here for Yumiko, doing a good job. Does look like the Archmage is in quite a bit of trouble, but he has got a scroll of teleport and using it to escape from this battle. So that was a bit of a draw really, I would say, for both players. I can't say either one took it. Fyah lost all of his Wyverns, but he did force a TP and picked off a couple of Dragonhawks himself. So it is quite an even standoff there. I wonder if we're going to see a heavy investment. Are we going to see Knights? There's going to be no Knights. Arcane Sanctum. A smart switch, I say, there for Yumiko. A good decision there. Quill Beasts stepping too far into enemy territory. Raiders going to deny it. More lava spawns coming out. Food for the lava spawns. Oh yeah, Ogre Mauler is actually a pretty damn good unit here versus Orc, because he's got a lot of health. He's hard to pick off. Orc units don't do any extra damage to heavy armor unless they're casters, which is rare. You won't really see casters trying to just do pure damage, and he does a fair bit of damage. So he's very effective against raiders because raiders have medium armor, so they take extra damage here. Fyah going to be doing some huge damage to the economy here by just forcing more militia to come out and picking off some buildings. He's got his units all over the place. Scroll of Roar. Does he want to commit, or does he just want to dance around here? It looked like he was going to commit there for a moment, but that was probably the smarter decision at the end of the day, to just back off here, because Yumiko has still got a decent chunk of his army left. And a hell of a lot of summons. You know what we don't see yet? Spirit Walkers. Fyah not going to go for Spirit Walkers just yet. And Spirit Walkers would be pretty amazing because both of these heroes that Yumiko have are summon heroes. And if you have Dispel or Disenchant, you're going to make those summon heroes cry. But then again, Yumiko doesn't have any priests just yet either, so he can't get rid of the summons that Fyah has. Fyah looks like he's backing off here. There's a lot of summons here. 2 bears out. Interesting choice. You don't often see bears for the Beastmaster. But that's the thing you're supposed to do, I believe. The way it works is if you're against Orc and you've got a Beastmaster, I'm pretty sure this is the thinking as a human player, if you get Beastmaster, which you pretty much will versus an Orc, it's Hawk for Blade Master. If they have a Blade Master, you get Hawk, and if they've got a Farseer, then you go Bear. That's the line of thinking for human players, at least on the higher level.
A player's forces are under attack.
On the lower level, you can go whatever the hell you like. But in these higher level games, it's a bit more tense. Everything counts, and there's a reason for why they go what they go. What are you going to drop? The Flute of Accuracy, plus 10% to ranged. I don't think that's going to last very long. I imagine that's going to get sold. But maybe he wants to keep it just for the Farseer and the Firelord damage. He's like, I've got enough gold. I don't need to sell it. Yumiko actually doing some great harass here. I like it. He's consistently sending in these summons and just going for these Orc burrows. Now at lower levels, a lot of you might think, oh, the Orc can deal with it easily because they just mass burrow up. But that doesn't really happen so much at higher level. They try to repair. They don't shove all of their peons in because getting the resources are so critical, and they try to avoid that. Which is why humans at higher levels consistently harass Orc bases, which you wouldn't think they would do, but they do. Now priests are out, but getting ensnared and going to go down very shortly after. Fyah picking them off. More militia coming in for Yumiko. No more scrolls of speed for Fyah. So he is going to have to suck up all of this slow that the Sorks have been spamming. And slow is incredibly powerful versus an Orc army. But despite this, he is still pushing Yumiko back. Enough ensnares go down on the Archmage, and enough focus on the Archmage allows Fyah to pretty much get out of that fight almost fully intact. I don't think he really lost much of anything at all. So that was really good encounter there for Fyah. This is kind of the issue with Orcs, is they just don't die. I have this problem myself when I was playing human versus Orcs, is it's really hard to just kill anything. Despite your efforts, they just don't die. They are really good units, and they don't even have Spirit Link on them or anything like that. They're just hard to pick off. But slow is the good move. You might want to keep investing in that, because we still don't see any Spirit Walkers out yet for Fyah. I'm sure we're going to see Priests though still. Spellbreakers and Sorks. So not too many Priests. Just a couple of Priests to get him by. But mostly Sorks and then Spellbreakers are going to be filling up the rest of the army. Ooh, some good items here for Fyah. Look at that. Farseer. He's got Claws of Attack +6. 2 Scrolls of Healing. More summons consistently coming in here for RAGE.Yumiko. Being denied finally. But he is slipping in from behind. And don't take that out of context. And I was going to finish off. Scroll of Protection as well. Does look like these Scrolls of Healing are going to be used just to give Fyah a little bit more presence in this fight. Rune Braces for the Farseer. Not all that good, because there's not really any offensive spells that are going to be coming or hitting his Farseer, so he could probably sell that item, but may as well keep it if you don't want to sell it, I guess. Scroll of Speed for the Firelord, and another Scroll of Healing. Well, that was the other Scroll of Healing. It was placed into the Firelord. Raiders throwing down the Ensnare. Might be able to guarantee a kill on this Beastmaster. Chain Lightning sealing the deal. Water Elementals coming out all over the shop. We can see freaking Quill Beasts, Bears, lots and lots of Sorks. But Scroll of Speed has been used by Fyah. This allows him to negate the effects of slow for a temporary amount of time, forcing Yumiko to run back. But now, as soon as you see that Scroll of Speed run out, you can see how slow these units move. But he did manage to move far enough to throw down enough ensnares and catch up with his opponent's army, so that way he can start focusing down these Sorks and try his best to kill them off. But it's still difficult. If there was one more Chain of Lightning, that would do a really good job. Lots of summons here for both players, but Fyah's got a Lava Spawn that's surely about... Oh no, Dispel's denying it. I was saying it's about to go off into its mode, but it doesn't. It gets dispelled just before it can split. Sork so close to going down. It actually looks like Yumiko's in a good position here. Kind of. I don't know. It's going either way. He's still got a few Spellbreakers out, but now his Archmage is in trouble. It has got an Invulnerability Pot, and an Invisibility has been cast, so he doesn't have to use the Invulnerability Pot. Firelord sucking the slow up, and he's going to go down almost. So close. He does manage to escape the effects of slow just about, and get back and soak up some healing salve, which is going to do a really good job and get all of his health back. Shadow Wolves now doing a great job picking off Sorks, very low health units. Farseer getting a lot of focus from Spellbreakers and Water Elementals here. You can see his health dropping down a bit. That's the trick. You cast slow on the hero and then focus them. It doesn't last that long on heroes, but it lasts long enough for them to take a decent chunk of damage. And you can see, as soon as they got slow on them, Yumiko is smartly placing his summons on those heroes so he can get maximum damage out. Because summons have a hard time doing damage to heroes or units when they're able to just run around. But when they're slowed, they're just consistently cannon fodder. They're just getting hit over and over. And we can see that Fyah's in a bit of position. He might get a Raider ensnared here. I was wondering if Yumiko was going to go for an ensnare there. Doesn't look like he might need to. Oh, he is. He might try to get a full-on ensnare and get all of these units. That's really brave play. He has got one Raider, and the other Raider has been slowed, but he's just about to escape, and there are no Sorks to catch up with that. Oh my goodness. Farseer, level 5. Firelord, very nearly level 5. Both are desperately going to want to get a healing salve and get back up into shape, as well as some clarity pots. Selling off the crappy items, the rune braces, the flute. Rightfully so. Get some more cash for the good stuff. Back to Wyverns for Fyah. Interesting choice. Pretty much because his opponent has a bulk army of spellbreakers and priests.
A player's force
A bit of a risk though, but doable. He does have a number of raiders, so he can split his army up in terms of what the composition is. Farseer looks like he's going to get surrounded there. What is that all about? That was a slight mishap from Fyah. Is he going to buy a scroll of TP or something like that to get out of that position? No, it does look like he's going to lose his Farseer. No, he gets another potion of healing, giving himself enough time. Scroll of teleport built as well. Brilliant. And this allows him to pick off the Beastmaster. All that time, that Farseer was in a tricky place. It wasn't so easy to DPS him, but he was trapped, so you could slowly damage him over time. But the damage was just that, too slow. And he was able to consistently pick up items to keep himself alive. Firelord now in trouble here. Might want to back up just in range of that shop. Oh, this is really horrible for Yumiko right now. All of his units just... small handful of them just slowly getting ensnared and picked off by the raiders. The orc army catching up. Wyverns are going to be useful, but I don't think he's got them. He decided to cancel them by the looks of it. Farseer being pushed back here. The water elementals just focus the heroes. Beefy level 3 water elementals. We've got level 6 archmage here. It does look like Yumiko's recuperating his army, getting them back up into shape. Sorks slowing down everything that Fyah has. And does Fyah even have that much gold? He's really on the scraping the barrel for gold. But if he can just try to keep out of action. I think really his best action here is to just back off entirely here. Unless he can definitely get a kill. He might just want to back off and heal up. But he doesn't necessarily need to because he has got both heroes versus only one. Yumiko now in trouble. A lot of weak units. They're not too low on health, but they're just vulnerable. They're weak in general. I'm not saying that Fyah's units are doing much better. These water elementals are doing a great job, just pretty much trying to pick off anything that they can. Lots of militia coming in here for Yumiko, trying to bolster up his army, back up the Sorks at the back. They are still able to spam out the slow because level 3 Brilliance Aura, no doubt, for this Archmage is just going to give these Sorks a crazy amount of regeneration. You can hear slow going off all the time. Militia has now run off, but there are a bunch of peasants. But like I was saying, if Fyah wanted to just back off, he's got so many peasants, he doesn't need any of the wood that's coming. He's got 1500 wood, he could just back off here, force Yumiko to just kill his buildings on the outside, buy himself some time, soak up some clarity pots, soak up some healing salves, and sit there defending with the burrows. But now he will have to pretty much do just that, because RAGE.Yumiko actually managed to get us around here with these peasants, and they are just acting as tanks, shields, water elementals also in the front, shields, tanks. Archmage now in a little bit of trouble, but invisibility can be used to save him, so despite all of this focus, it might be for nothing. It looks like Fyah might want to try to pick off the casters, if anything. Beastmaster coming back for Yumiko. Oh my goodness, Farseer is about to get surrounded, so close there. Oh, Yumiko, you cheeky sod. Trying to get us around there on the Farseer. And we've got Firelord at the back here, just the units split. Fyah in trouble. He's just not using those burrows. Orcs just don't do it. They're actually bringing out the peasants here, the peons, to fight. It's everything that these guys have, they are bringing out onto the battlefield. Raiders going down. Another surround here. The Firelord now surrounded. These peasants have really done a good job for Yumiko. They need a promotion. Promote them to footmen or something. Maybe knights. And yeah, both heroes being picked off at the very end there, as you could see. Yumiko doing a fantastic job there. I felt like Fyah had it at a point there, but maybe it just reached... I wouldn't want to say the word climax, but I guess it did. The breaking point, I think. The breaking point where Fyah couldn't go any further. He did really well, but it just didn't go quite far enough. And Archmage... level 6 to level 7, you know, with that Brilliance Aura and the Beastmaster and the casters, I think the heroes for Yumiko were far more useful than the heroes for Fyah. That's what I think really broke it. The units for Fyah carried him quite nicely. He did some really good jobs in a lot of the battles, pretty much lost nothing. But as the game progressed and the heroes got more powerful and started to take over the units' effectiveness, that's where Archmage and Beastmaster pretty much beat Farseer and Firelord, I would say. Alongside the priests, which can dispel. and the Archmage is obviously supporting those priests with almost unlimited mana. So you can see where it was going. Really good tight game from both players, but as you could see, I think that Yumiko managed to carry that one away through good hero choice and smart units, as in casters. So good unit switches all over the shop, but eventually Yumiko settled on the smart right unit and hero composition and took away the victory. Alright, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support, then you can always like the video and thumbs it up, or you can subscribe, and I'll see you soon. See you later.